Hey guys, if you've been trading for a while but still struggling somehow in your performance, then this video is for you. And this because I've compared my trading experience from the days when I was a struggling trader to now when I'm consistently profitable and can comfortably day trade for a living. I've also studied some of the best performing traders in the industry, and there's a very clear difference between the best performing traders, the 5% versus the 95% who are struggling. First thing is, the top traders approach the market from a database point of view, meaning everything they are doing in the market has been strictly tested for a very long time across different instruments, different time frames, and different market conditions. So they've collected so much data about their trading system that they do understand it in and out. They know exactly when to enter and exit the markets. They also know how their system behaves across different seasons in terms of high and low performing seasons. So they are trading from a very informed point of view. They know exactly what to expect in the market and are ready for it. The 95% of struggling traders, on the other hand, hardly take time to collect enough data around their trading system. So they are easily emotionally driven in the markets. I mean, they're not even sure what a good versus bad setup looks like. And in the case that they have a bad week or a bad month, they can hardly tell whether it's a strategy failure problem or it's just a normal market condition. And because of this, they end up trying new strategies every other time, hoping that they'll somehow come across a holy grail system. The second thing with the top traders is that they are very open-minded. Firstly, they understand that traders have no control over the markets and anything can happen. And with this in mind, they approach the markets very carefully, factoring in things like proper risk management, because they actually understand it's very possible to lose your money regardless of how good your trading setup looks like. Also, they are not very greedy in terms of profits, meaning whenever their trades are running in profit, they know the right time to actually secure the profit and exit the market. So they don't try to force the market to give them a very big move and try to make so much money from a certain trade. This type of traders simply go with the flow and they don't try to force any kind of results from the market. Another form of open-mindedness that they have is they understand that we have a million different ways to create an edge in the market, and that there is no single best strategy, but it's about how someone finds a way to make it work based on their trading personality. The opposite is true with the 95% of struggling traders. They are very closed-minded and not open to taking losses in the market often. They try to force certain results from the market, and they also believe that they must use a specific strategy for them to be extremely profitable, which is a failing mindset in the long run. The third thing that top traders understand is that trading is a long-term game. They understand that it takes time to get better at trading, and it will eventually take time to build one's trading capital. They also understand that overall profitability is not achieved by winning one or two big trades. Neither does a few losing trades dictate the performance of your trading. Instead, the overall profitability will come from a long-term accumulation of many trades, including both the winners and the losers. That being said, they'll focus to do their best in terms of execution and will only judge their performance from a monthly, quarterly, or annually perspective. On the other hand, struggling traders are very impatient and they think short term. Because of this, they end up approaching the markets in a very wrong way with a wrong mindset, and it results to making many mistakes that limit the possibility of any positive progress in their trading. The fourth thing that top traders understand is that chasing capital is better than chasing huge returns. There's nothing wrong with having huge returns in the market, but you'll come to realize that this cannot happen every other month. And at times you'll have very slow seasons, including low performance months, sometimes break even or even a negative month, which is very normal in the market. Having huge capital will always put you at an advantage regardless of the season. So a top trader would rather chase $1 million in funded capital, make only 3% a month, which will equate to $30,000, than making 20% on a $50,000 account, which will equate to $10,000. So with less efforts, this trader still makes a significant amount of money. Think of this: when is the last time you heard of an investment fund, a hedge fund, or something like a money market fund announcing to the public that they'll no longer be taking investments simply because they have accumulated enough capital? So these guys can have tens of billions of dollars in capital, but you'll still find them open to taking investments from the public simply because they understand this concept very, very well. That with more capital, the returns can be less from a percentage perspective, but it will still equate to a significant amount of money. On the other hand, traders who struggle are those who are still trying to either flip a small account, they are trying to double or triple an account, or they are trying to grow their small account into a big account. And this usually feels very frustrating and almost even impossible to achieve. It kind of makes you think that trading is so difficult. Yet this should not be the case as long as you work with reasonable capital. Finally, the top traders understand the importance of having a stable headspace anytime you are taking the trades in the market. Now, usually there are many outside factors that can affect one's ability to trade well. It could be maybe a health condition, you could be sick, you could be going through some stress levels which maybe drain you emotionally. Whatever the case is, a top trader would avoid trading during such times because they understand how easy it is to make mistakes whenever you are at a vulnerable situation. It's at such moments that you'll find yourself easily going out of your plan, doing things like revenge trading, not because you're not a good trader, but because your headspace is not allowing you to actually concentrate and focus. Struggling traders, on the other hand, don't have a limit as to when they should be in the market and when it's best for them to avoid trading. So you find them in the market anytime, regardless of the condition, regardless of even how they feel, and they never realize, but it's at such moments that they end up making bad trading mistakes that end up wiping out the profits that they had made maybe even in the previous weeks. So by watching this video, if you're a struggling trader, then you really have to change all the things that I've mentioned in this video. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to make that positive progress in your trading. That being said, I've come to the end. Be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe.